that we're going to make our first stream. The match is between Arda Fındıkoğlu and Çetin Belene. And for the comment, the great Thomas Tennant from Sweden will be with us. And we'll stream it together. And we'll, of course, make comments on the match with Thomas. So we can continue to the stream now. Evet, başlayabiliriz yayına. Hello Thomas, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's great to have great legendary Thomas Tennant with us. Okay, so Thomas, the first stream will be between Arda Fındıkoğlu and Çetin Belene. We'll start the stream now, and of course we are excited to hear your comments.
Okay.
Okay then. So başlayabiliriz maça. Okay, the match will be between Arda and Çetin Belene. Arda on the yellow shirt at the bottom of the board, and Çetin is the top wards. Thomas, do you see the screen? I think this is the first stream problems. Just a second.
Alright, so essentially very close to a race already, and Arda just looking for enough of a racing lead to send the cube. And looks like Arda is up a few pips, and that means that it must be close to a double already. He probably wants to be ahead by 10 pips or something like that to be able to send a cube here. Maybe slightly more than that, but not much more. So
5-1. It's only 6 pip behind. So
it's 6 pips? Okay, yeah. But still, only a slightly favorable sequence and he can send it. Here.
still it's no double. Now this joker helps for the next roll for the double. Six, five. Should he leave the 20 point? So I cannot see. Okay. Aha, another joker. Thomas, do you hear me? I think we have some voice problem. Okay, we cannot hear Thomas. He hears us, but the technical problem will be solved in a few seconds. So till we hear Thomas, I will try to comment about the moves. Okay, now Ali Çetin used the cube. The race is close, so it should be take. But let's see if Arda take it or let. Ali Çetin is 76% favorite in this game. It was double fake and Arda made the right decision. Double five. Okay. 4-1 for Ali. Six, 5. Thomas, can you talk please, if we can hear you?
Right. Yes.
Yes, now
Can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing too dramatic seems to have happened anyway. Pretty straightforward, simple race that Arda looks likely to win. Oh well, it's actually quite close, but yeah.
So what's the situation now? What about the redouble?
Yeah. Yeah. Here he does not have enough numbers. I mean, he needs more than 50% to take both checkers off, and he doesn't have that. He had to roll a 6 or some doublets, so that was not enough. And Ali quickly knew that.
Yeah.
And they're playing a 7-point match, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So already at this score, the match score makes some sort of difference actually. Arda needs to be a little bit more cautious in general. Even with the really poor entry now from Arda, it could be a double, but that's a strong entry.
6, 5.
Okay. Maybe Arda wants to keep duplicating force by letting the guy stay on the 9 point, and then what else can he do? Probably this checker is very exposed where he puts it now, so he could have stayed back and played 13 to 8 just because there's a big risk he gets hit there, and he doesn't really welcome this sort of hitting action outboarded and with extra blocks. Yeah, and I guess Ali can hit another checker just because what else can he do with the 5? Yeah, not a great roll, but still hits 2 checkers. And now, yeah, what a strong position he has immediately. Obviously, a terrible roll for Arda.
No, Ali rolled 6-3.
Are you sure? Because it looks to me, yeah, okay. It looks to me like Ali is playing the black checkers.
No, but, Ali plays the white.
Really? Okay. Yeah, in that case it was a bad roll for him.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we can see already this match score making a difference in this sort of doubling situation. I mean, I mean, this sort of situation with a lot of gammons in it, match score is going to be very important. This makes it more takeable for yeah, Ali. You're saying it is so yeah. Since he's up 2-0, the other person can take the doubling cube a bit more liberally in this sort of blitz situation. But I mean, it is Ali that is doubling now.
Okay, the
well,
problem
anyway.
is here. screens are ups and down.
Aha, I see, I see.
So, İrfan, beni duyuyorsan kardeşim, Ali Çetin'in yukarıdaki görüntüyle aşağıdaki görüntünün yerlerinin değişmesi lazım. Çapraz duruyorlar. He will change it now.
I see, but anyway, I mean, we could see that it was a mistake to pass that double, but it was an understandable mistake from Arda in the sense that the only reason he could take, or I believe the reason he could take, was the match score there. He was in a very bad position, so it's quite understandable to let that one go. Which makes these very strong doubles when you are ahead, because they sometimes have some extra bluff value in that it's not easy for your opponent to take this sort of cube. Yeah, Arda probably gonna get hit next, so perhaps he wants to clean up his outfield block. Because what else? Yeah, he can play this as well. That's also really that's also makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, Ali can hit and block the 22 point. Looks wise, even though the 20 point is always attractive. And yeah, Arda makes the anchor. He is blocked when he has that anchor, but it's still an anchor, so yeah. Okay, so 20 point or 4 point. Ali quickly makes the 20 point, which is also by far the best play, but was worth taking a look at. But his position just looks so much stronger now holding the 20 points because he cannot really get blocked. And here he can, of course, vacate the 20 point immediately and making the 10. That is gonna have to be one of the plays, because I don't see many strong plays that don't leave the 20 point. I mean, yeah. So that looks like a good play, even though the 20 point was an asset. Okay, gets pointed on. Still shouldn't be too difficult to get out with the last straggler. Oh yeah, right. It's an illegal move. Yeah, looks a pretty even game, I suppose. Oh, good hitting roll.
It's a really nice one.
Yes, and that's a mediocre response. And with Arda's trailing 3-0, he's going to have to think about the doubling cube, I believe. Not that many gammons to be won since Ali's position is so clean, but still a lot of significant numbers he can roll here. Yeah, good double. Yeah, Ali quickly takes with all the work Arda has to do, and the relatively small gammon threat after all, has to take that double. 6-5 is not a good roll actually. Okay, so he hits, but after hitting the checker on the 4 point, it seems that Extreme Gammon finds it stronger to hit another guy and put 2 on the roof rather than just stack the 6 point. Arda looking at both alternatives. This looks loose, obviously. It also leaves, I would presume, more shots, and it breaks a relatively good point in the 8 point. But still, just the general concept of hitting a checker versus stacking a checker, one of them is just so much stronger in general. That, yeah. I mean, it's not like he really needs a tempo either. It's just you much rather want to hit a checker than stack a checker, and you protect the 4-point block so that that one doesn't get hit. Although it happened to get hit this time around. Okay. He can make the 20-point, or I suppose he's also considering hitting loose, since he doesn't make the play. No, well, was it Arda's roll, or what, is this Arda?
No, it's
No, it is Ali. Yeah.
Ali, yeah.
So yeah. So it looked natural to make the 20, but it also makes sense with the 3 extra loose blocks to try a loose hit and put 2 guys on the roof. Yeah. 2 very different plays. One of them is just positionally solid. Nothing can really go wrong. The other one, a lot of things can go right. I suppose one of the arguments for hitting, I'm sorry, against hitting is probably the match score as well. He's probably not quite as interested in playing aggressively as he would be at 0-0. Although winning a gammon without doubling would win him the match. And yeah, he makes the solid play. Looked natural. Alright. If you're gonna play that 3, I guess you have to lift from the 8. Yeah. And Ali has great position now, obviously. Such a big timing and positional advantage. But in case Ali sends the cube back, the take point of Arda is only 16%. So, and he's going to be able to play for the match if he wants to. So Ali, as long as he is winning gammons and as long as he's not a monster favorite, he's not going to be sending the cube here.
Yeah, he has to think twice for the cube because he is leading 3-0 and holding the cube also. So in 7-point match, he has to be more careful about the cube.
Exactly. Alright, so is he breaking his block or is he coming out from the back? Guess some advantages of coming up from the back are the board of Arda and his stripped points and the duplication of the ace hits in the outfield. The good thing about breaking the block is that at least you're not breaking one of your priming points. It's just another point that you're breaking. But yeah, and also one of the things is that he can now hope that Arda leaves a shot, so he keeps the anchor for that reason perhaps as well. But well, it was an interesting choice. Okay, Arda prioritizes leaving fewer shots instead of unstacking the 3-point. Probably a bit too cautious. Yeah. Very strong position now for Ali. That ace was very welcome for him. And I guess we're moving. Yeah, we must be moving closer to that sort of territory. It is not. I mean, I suppose it was a take, and given that, it is probably not a double, given that there's some gap. But I mean, let's say that Ali just runs his last guy now, and Arda does nothing, I suppose he must be thinking about the double then, because then the gammons have sort of evaporated a little bit, even though I suppose that Arda could still leave one guy back and get gammon, but I think in this sort of situation is more like when you want to be doubling if you're up, because there are not too many gammons to be won. But yeah, I bet Ali is right in not doubling, since with his gap, perhaps Arda still had a take. I don't know. It looked like a reasonable position to consider doubling. But in this sort of scenario, you also say that when in doubt, you usually don't want to be doubling. You don't want to look for cubes that much at this score. You just want to take the ones that are clearly out there. But on the flip side, of course, not an easy decision for Arda necessarily if he sends the cube. I mean, it's one thing that it theoretically is a take, but would he have taken? We cannot know that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's looking at playing safely or slotting. Of course, the good thing about slotting is it's extremely difficult for Arda anyway, if he hits, to get his checkers out in time. So. Similar decision, I suppose, with 3-1. He could slot the 4-point, which looks natural. Or yeah, he could also make this play. I didn't see that one. Made sense too. Yeah, perhaps that's not a good roll.
Yeah. Three, two. Okay.
Yep.
2-1.
Okay, he makes the 4-point naturally.
This helps.
It does. And huh. Yeah, considering the cube again, because of course, if he can clear his 9-point and not get hit, it's gonna be a dead draw. Yeah, well, unless Arda rolls incredible racing numbers, but yeah, okay. Now maybe he just plays safely then. I don't know. I mean, he wants to keep his double for later, I suppose. Why leave the shot? But it's if he had sent the cube, there would have probably been greater reason to take a risk. But yeah.
Double 3.
Yeah, not much he can do with it, and this is turning more and more into a race. Yeah. Suppose he plays it safely. It's a race, you don't want to get hit. And oh,
another double 3.
Yeah, looked like a good number, but wasn't.
No.
And 3-2 is also actually a very bad number, because now Arda is going to be able to run with his last, with one of his back checkers, leave the other one behind and take almost no risk.
Yes.
So. Okay.
Wow,
Very
nice
good
one.
roll, actually. Ooh.
Another double three.
Yeah. Impeccable roll. Anyway, yeah, he comes in and then does he come out? Yeah, I suppose so, because he leaves a shot anyway, so and he would have had to wreck his board. Yeah, you must stay back with your backmost checker probably. Hope for that last chance of hitting a shot. Okay, excellent roll obviously, and now we're going to be looking at most likely a cash.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. Okay. So he didn't think about doubling here. That must, I must say, surprises me a little bit. That, I mean, it's of course it's not so clear over the board, but it seemed clear that he had to think about it. I don't know why not, to be honest.
I think he didn't think about it.
Yeah, perhaps he had already somehow made up his mind, or I don't know. But yeah, it looks like now he has 5 rolls left, and Arda has 6 rolls left, and Ali is on roll. So he is this. It should be pretty clear that that this is a monster pass, because 16%, that is less than we need in a money game for sure, but it's not that much less. So I mean, this looks like an easy pass for Arda, I believe. Then again, of course, I'm now just presuming that he knows what his take point is, etc. over the board. That is not necessarily the case for everyone. He correctly passes.
Even one joker is not enough for Arda. He needs 2 jokers to win the game.
Right. He needs to roll 2 sets, and while Ali cannot roll a set in relatively few rolls. So
yeah.
Okay, 5-0.
5-0.
So basically, if Arda can get to a position that is a money game double, if it's one of the gammon-rich positions, then it's likely going to be a pass for Ali. That is how much more aggressive he can be. But okay, that's a really great roll. And Ali, of course, never gonna double as long as he has good gammon chances. He just hopes to win the gammon without having doubled in that case. What a roll again. So yeah, so that gammon is very much alive.
3-1.
And he wants to hit checkers back there now and not let Arda get a back game, but it's not easy. He can only hit one of them. Good thing there about hitting from the 6 point is that the checker that you're hitting with, if it gets hit again, you can use it for building a prime later. Now that it's on the 6 point, it can be used to build the 3 point, but not the other priming points. So yeah, okay. Right, yeah, at this point he just wants to get out. It would be great for Ali if he can make his 7 point, because the way things look now, it's not that difficult for Arda to maintain some sort of playability. It is hard for him to crunch as long as there's not a stronger prime ahead of him. But it's not obvious that he should be hitting checkers nonetheless, because he is losing timing every time he's hitting checkers. So this is becoming one of those games where you don't want to hit. Triple backgammon, of course. Really strong when you have time for it, but he's not going to be able to have all of those points for a very long time. So Ali can make his 9, but if he does, yeah, that's a nice find. Yeah, that's a nice play, I think. Yeah, it's a nice play according to the computer as well. but because Ali doesn't want to create a situation where he just runs his checkers home and starts bearing off, because he wants to have some sort of chance that Arda can crunch here before that happens. Because once he starts bearing his checkers in and off, it's not going to be easy for him. So yeah, interesting decisions, these hit or no hit decisions, because he can make Arda lose timing by having one more guy trapped behind his prime. I mean, it is pips in the outfield that Arda cannot play, but on the other hand, if he comes out with those checkers, he has more timing, and if he makes another anchor, that may prove useful at some point, even though Arda has no timing at this point. This is a good example of the fact that you have to come out in back games whenever you can do it. I mean, this 24-18 move there, it's pretty thematic in these back games, that the thing you cannot let happen is that you risk crunching. And how do you risk crunching? By having checkers that cannot escape and being forced to move other checkers at some point. You want to come out, because also if you get hit, that is fine. So yeah, okay, hitting loose is another idea in back games that is usually right, but it's very dangerous here, because if Ali starts to Pac-Man all his blocks, yeah, then that's gonna be tough one for Arda to build back together. Yeah, okay, he slots. Nice idea to get another checker hit if Ali escapes, which he... Oh yeah, what a nice play, hitting on the ace point there instead. Yeah, of course. Very good play for the same reason as before. Also to prevent anchor, even though it's not a super big deal perhaps with this race. Okay, he can... Oh, yeah. But what a nice prime for Ali, and this is gonna be tough now for Arda. He needs the 6. Oh, 6-1. What a perfect shot. He can both come out and step up with 23-22, making another guy ready to come out. That must have been perhaps his best roll. Yeah. Oh, he can hit 2 here, Ali, and then what happens is what we talked about before, is that Arda would not have any checkers to play with. But of course he can fan, if he's very lucky, he can fan for quite a while. But it seems like a nice idea, just because it jacks up the gammons and of course backgammons, even though they don't matter at this score. And yeah, the guy there on Arda's 11 point, Ali's 14, it is actually useful for Arda that he can move this checker and not have to crunch later. So for this reason it makes sense to hit it, even though it seems like it creates timing for Arda. It perhaps doesn't necessarily do so. This is a common theme in back games as well, that you have to balance the fact that your opponent actually has to escape that checker with the fact that he gains time. Ali's play also made sense in the way that he of course does not just want Arda to fan his way to timing. I suppose that's why he made the play that he makes. It also makes sense, and Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How afraid are you to get hit now? That's an interesting question. Do you want to keep slotting the 9 point, or is this enough? Interesting one. That. Okay,
now
the hit
another
comes
hit.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's a big 3 actually. It's oh, 6-3. What a great shot that one as well. Cannot hit as I see it, because again, if you have guys behind the prime in the back game and there's any doubt, you have to come out, because you cannot risk getting stuck back there. What an excellent roll again. Escaping another guy, and now he has basically ensured his timing here for quite a while.
He earned many timings now.
Yeah. But on the other hand, Ali has his guy pretty far. His guy's pretty far back now. So this became almost like a holding game. And then all of a sudden, it's not very attractive to have the double anchor as Arda does, because yeah, you have to escape those guys on the 23 at some point if it's a holding game, and that's going to be very, very hard. So now it's basically, if Arda is lucky, going back to a decently timed back game again, and then he can play from there. Yeah, 5-3. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, dangerous to leave the blots there, but also expensive to put a guy on the ace, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, the 6 was exactly what Arda had ordered, and now he has some time to play there without breaking that point, so. But of course, Ali can play very freely here. If he leaves a shot, no big deal. Yeah. So we're in that sort of situation again. Where Ali's gonna have to ask himself, is now the time where I just bring my guys home, or do I try to get creative and make Arda lose even more timing somehow? It seems like since Arda has so few pips to play, he's likely to crunch a little bit on his own, and he already made his ace and deuce points, so it's probably fine for Ali to just try to bring this home and win. It makes good sense, and now he can make the 6 prime. Yeah, of course it's a point he has to clear at some point, but if he leaves a shot when he tries to clear that 9 point, it's not a super big deal, so it makes sense in that way to make it. But on the other hand, what checkers are Arda going to escape from the 22 point anytime soon anyway? I guess the gain was not that big. It was double 6s was a big gain, but yeah, it was an interesting choice as well. Okay, he stacks this 7 there. I thought it looked normal to play 7-4, but perhaps he had some special idea there, or he didn't see that. Or maybe I missed something, obviously.
No, he has to lead 22.
Yeah, For sure, but this is not, it's not the worst thing that could have happened for Arda. Okay, yeah, this is bad, of course, but before that, if he can escape immediately, he at least has some poorly timed deuce point game, or not that poorly timed actually, if he escapes immediately, and he does. He has come out, I believe. Certainly worth it to leave those shots to ensure that you have a board should you ever get to hit a shot. I mean, yeah, anyway, let's see, because you can also see that Arda is going to now be thinking, oh, I hope I roll a 5, but last time he rolled it, so he could have used it. But anyway, he could roll it again, so it's fine. Yeah, okay, Ali thinking about now, should he cash the game? Obviously nowhere near a take, because the take point is close to money in these games where there are not so many gammons around. And Ali correctly cashed this because there were relatively few gammons to be won. And he had some bad rolls. He could roll 6-1, perhaps there was something else.
And making it cash and 6-0 now, Crawford. So.
Yeah. So at this score, gammons are not particularly important. They would just give Arda, I'm sorry, they would just give Ali, deprive him of a free roll. So the important thing here is to just win the game. Or win a backgammon if you're Arda, but I mean that's very ambitious. Okay.
Oh, 4-2.
Yeah. So, of course, Arda does not care if he loses a gammon here. So there are going to be spots where he should take a bigger risk than he should at 0-0, for example. And actually, it's even the case for Ali as well. He doesn't care much about losing a gammon. Yeah. So these sort of blitzing plays, usually not the sort of game you want to be playing when you just want to win the game, but it's just too good of a blitzing situation not to go for it. And Ali, of course, wants to hit the checker on the 23 point, but he can't. And he can't come out either, which would otherwise have been useful too, just to race home the win. Okay, 6-2 hits, and I suppose even at this score you probably have to hit the checker. I mean, there's an argument that the score for running, just because you don't have to win a gammon, but is actually quite costly if your opponent gets an anchor also for your winning chances. So, okay, looks like one-way traffic, but let's see if Arda can roll a deuce. Okay. Ooh, double threes. Small scare, but he can roll it once more with no problems.
Yes, he can.
Double fours would be scary as well.
Another one.
Yeah. 2. Yeah, he keeps... No, he does not keep his board. Interesting. I mean, Extreme Gammon says he should open up his board. 1, 2, 3. And this is why, perhaps. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that would have helped. Anyway. Okay. There's some sort of game left. Because if Ali is unlucky, he could crack his board here with his entry. He doesn't.
Now it's very important. 6-1.
Yeah, and he still has 2 on the roof, right? Not just 1, I believe. So I think he stacked 2 guys there.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah. So in this case it's good for him because he has the time to hit another shot, I suppose. But all right, that's it. Good match.
Good match. Ozan, duyuyorsan Extreme'in genel bir görüntüsü getirebilirsin. Now we'll not spend too much time for analyze all the matches, just some summaries. So here Ali Çetin played 5.22 and Arda 7.84. Thomas, do you hear me? Just a second. Arkadaşlar, Thomas'ı görüntüde görüyor, bu ses yok. Okay, Thomas, just a second, please. İrfan, beni duyuyorsanız Thomas'ın sesi gelmiyor. Ozan, sen duyuyor musun beni? Evet. Sanırım biraz sıkıntı yaşadık yeni yayında ama toparlayacağız bunu. I think we have some link problem. So we'll call Thomas and we'll thanks to him. Okay, Thomas, you are back again. You hear me now?
I can hear you. I've been hearing you all.
Okay, sorry for for the first stream we can have some technical issues. For the first stream we would like to thank you for joining us, and Hakan also will be in contact with you, and hopefully in next streams we'll talk about it and we'll appreciate if you join us again.
All right. I'll talk to him.
Okay then.
It
Thank you again.
To join you.
Thank you again,
Thank you.
and have a nice day.
You too.
Bye bye.